The member for Waite.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Education. Minister, will you provide some clarity regarding the future of SAPSASA and guarantee the continued use of the SAPSASA logo and name? And, sir, with your leave and that of the House, I'll further explain.
Leave is sought. Is leave granted? Yes, sir. Leave is granted. The member for Waite.
Thank you, sir. The South Australian Public Schools Amateur Sport Association was established in 1912 and has long been a respected primary school level competition run by community volunteers for the betterment of children's sporting development. It was recently revealed by the Advertiser's Messenger that the Department of Education planned to reshape SAPSASA's infrastructure. Will you, the Minister, commit to retaining the current SAPSASA country and metropolitan district programs and competitions?
Minister for Education.
Yes, look, I thank the member for the question, and it's indeed an issue that's been of significant concern to a number of people around South Australia over the last couple of weeks. Indeed, many thousands of South Australians have a proud affiliation and love for and the history and involvement in the history of SAPSASA as a program, and we are very keen to keep it, and I give that commitment to keeping SAPSASA, sir. Can I tell the House, indeed, this was an issue drawn to my attention personally by the member for Colton a couple of weeks ago. Members may be aware the member for Colton is Australia's greatest ever Paralympian, with 13 gold medals and 23 medals for Australia as part of an extraordinary career prior to his current extraordinary career serving the people of South Australia. Members may or may not be aware that prior to that the member for Colton represented in South Australian SAPSASA swimming teams. Indeed, competing with all South Australian student swimmers and making those state teams. It is fair to say, if I can characterise it, sir, that the member for Colton demonstrated to me a certain passion for SAPSASA and the way the program had been running. Now, to put it into some context, School Sport SA is a Department for Education program for all South Australian students. It includes SAPSASA representative pathways and school events for primary school students. They operate within those 40 historical SAPSASA district boundaries, and indeed within the Department for Education had raised some concerns around the equity in relation to the make-up of those boundaries. There were some discussions with other sectors over a couple of years, and I understand that a set of proposals were drafted by School Sport SA, which were presented to other stakeholders on the 4th of August this year at a meeting. Those proposals made their way through stakeholders, to the member for Colton, to my office in short order, and the member for Colton very articulately described his concerns, some of which flowed very quickly after in further correspondence I had. My instinctive reaction initially was to speak to the Education Department to get clarity, indeed to firstly understand that these were proposals that were identified. It wasn't a final decision, which of course had not reached me. I provided some feedback initially that there was very little likelihood that the proposals would be completing in the draft that they had been presented, and indeed when it became clear that the consultation process was instigating some concern in the community, including among many SAPSASA members, I felt it was appropriate to cut the time for that consultation short, to indicate an absolute commitment to retaining the existing program, certainly for next year, and further give this commitment, which I reiterate now, that any further changes or improvements that might be made to anything will not be in the manner that was described in those proposals. Indeed, I am open to considering any improvements, certainly improvements that gain the support of all of the schooling sectors, certainly improvements that gain the support of the SAPSASA organisation, and the Department for Education is engaging with stakeholders from school sectors to develop any further proposals that would increase opportunities for student participation. What I will say is that we will not be interested in exploring any proposals of the nature that would decrease participation for any group of students or indeed for any schooling sectors. Well, I am open to proposals that will increase the investment we make in school sports, increase the opportunities for students. We are not interested in any proposals that will decrease that. I thank the member for Colton and indeed other members of Parliament and members of the community for making those representations, and I'm very pleased that we were a government that was able to see a concern and put that concern to bed without hesitation.